All right, so if this is the difficult question in this question paper, don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get full marks. You should be getting at least half of those marks because half the marks are easy. So out of 27, you should be getting 14 out of 27 minimum.
Okay.
Okay, so if you've started with the question, you have something, right? So hopefully that's enough to make up 14. Obviously, if you
Yeah.
didn't have time to finish it, then that's different. Okay, then just check what you've done. Okay, of the workings that you've done, how much of that did you get correct? Okay.
Okay.
All right, so should we start with that question then, the one that you've looked
Yeah.
at? Okay,
Yes,
let's look at
please.
number 2 then. Let's go back to, what was this? This is the right one. I just want to close this other one because this was just the template just so I don't open up too much stuff. Okay, there. Okay, we're looking at MayJune again. Hey, coming back to that one. All
Yes.
right, this is question 4. I'll leave that as question 4. Let's copy the heading. Okay, now we're looking at question 2. Okay, question 2, MayJune 2019. Question 2, MayJune 2019. Let's go look. Here, just make sure it's the right paper. MayJune 2019, it is. Question 2. There's the question. Okay, the question
Okay.
has 27 marks. Okay, again, scope out the question. I've got BB, okay? We've been given balances. Okay, I'm looking at it. I've got opening and closing. Okay, that's important to note. I've got additional
Oh,
information. Okay, so I know I need to do workings and calculations. Okay, required. What is the required asking for? 3 things. A, calculate the capital account of BB traders as at 30 June. Okay, so capital account means owner's equity. Remember that?
equity. Yes.
Okay, the capital account would be part of disclosure. The disclosure would be part of the statement of changes in equity. So capital would be a column in the statement of changes in equity. So extract of
Okay.
the statement of changes in equity. Okay, there's not much in the statement because you haven't covered other equity line items. It's literally just the balance at the beginning and then the balance at the end and then movements during. Right, and the only column you're going to have is one column for capital. That's it. Right, so it's not a very difficult thing to remember in terms of layouts, but you just need to remember what does this relate to. Okay, what is this looking at? Capital. What is capital? It's owner's equity. It's looking at what belongs to the owner. Right, so what does the owner get entitled to? The owner is entitled to the profit, right? That profit goes to the owner,
Yes.
yes?
Yes.
Good. Okay, if I contribute more capital, that's an additional capital contribution. That would also go under capital. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, if I draw, okay, would the drawings
Subtract.
affect my capital?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so this is
Subtracted.
looking at equity. Right, you're looking at equity. Equity for a sole proprietor is capital. Capital is equity.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what you're looking at. That's number 1. And that's going to be
Okay.
at 30th of June. 30th of June is obviously going to be when? The beginning or the end? Ooh, beginning.
Beginning. Oh.
Okay, have a look. You've got 30 June 2018, okay, 30 June 2018, 30 June 2017. So they actually want you to find this, the beginning. 30 June. Let's write the dates in. 2018, right? No, 17. This one was 17. Okay, this one's 18. Right, read the dates. Dates are very important because you need to know where are you in terms of time. Okay, last year or
Right.
this year? That's last year. This is this year. Okay. B. Prepare the statement of financial position of BB traders as at 30th of June. Okay, there's disclosure. Statement of financial position means assets, liabilities, equity, right?
Yes.
Okay, I need to remember my formats. Okay, I know I'm going to start with assets. I'm going to have non-current and current. total. Okay, what else am I going to have? Liabilities.
Yeah, and equity.
And then equity. Under equity, you'll have capital.
Right.
Okay, and then this will be total equities and liabilities. All right, that's format. That you need to know. Okay, that you need to study, that you need to look at in terms of IFRS. Okay, this is what a statement of financial position looks like for a business.
Okay.
Okay, next, number C. Calculate the estimated profit or loss for the year ended, 30th of June. Okay, so they want profit and loss for the end of the year. So this is B. This was A. And then C, profit or loss for the year ended 30 June 2018, was it? Let's just check. Profit or loss for the year ended 30th of June 2018. Perfect. Okay, so it's just a calculation. There's no disclosure here. Right, so you can use anything to calculate that as long as you can get it. It's only for 1.5 marks, so that doesn't look like a lot. The first two is where you're going to get bulk of your marks from. Okay. Right, your statements must comply with IFRS. Calculations must be shown. No notes needed. Okay, that's what they've given you. That's the end of the question. All right, happy with that?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're ready to look at the information in the question. We've looked at the required. Okay, we know what question 2 is asking us for. We want the capital, we want the statement of financial position, and then we just need to show what the profit is for the year end.
Okay.
Okay, now we go to the beginning of the question. Here's the start. Okay, what do we have? All right, so BB is the owner. Okay, BB traders. Right, you've got balances. Right, balances are important. Okay, because balances can help me work out certain amounts. Okay, what balances do I have here? Well, 30 June 2018. 30 June 2018 is beginning or end?
Beginning. End.
2018, it's the end.
The end.
What was the beginning? 30 June 2017. 17 is the beginning, 18 is the end. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I looking at here? I'm looking at balances for 2017, which is last year. And I'm looking at 2018, which is this year.
Yeah, I got confused with that. I wasn't sure. I mean, I didn't take note of the dates. I just wasn't sure why there were two amounts.
Okay, yeah, so that's something to notice for future questions. Okay, so remember, you can have different questions. So this is a question where they've actually given you more information because they've given you last year and this year.
Right.
Okay, so are you going to draw up two statements? No, you're only going to look at one statement, right?
Yeah.
Okay, statement for the 2018 year. So let's just put that date just so it's very clear. Okay, the dates are so important. Okay, that's at 30 June 2018. Right, so let's get all our easy marks. Okay, let's see what we've got. Vehicles. Is vehicle an asset?
Yes.
Which
non-current. Non-current.
Non-current. 2018 is the year I'm looking at, so I'm looking at that column. Don't worry about 2017, you don't need it unless you need it to calculate something. Okay, but you've got the answers here. Vehicles at cost, 28,800. Where does vehicles go? Non-current to current?
Non-current.
Good. Okay, show workings in brackets. 28,800. I might have to adjust. I might have to work out something. I don't know yet. I still need to look at more. Okay, I'm getting my easy marks. Okay, this was a written question. That would be part of a working potentially. Okay. Furniture and equipment, what is it?
It's also a non-current asset.
Good. 26,500.
Yeah.
Okay, there's my working marks. They said show all workings, so I have to do that. Okay. Inventory.
Yeah.
Okay, trading inventory. Question mark, I don't know what it is, but where do I disclose it?
It's an asset.
Yes, which one?
Non-current, I said.
No, inventory is a
Now
current
I'm not
asset,
sure.
short term.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Okay,
buy and
yeah.
sell inventory, it's less than 12 months. Less than 12 months is short term, greater than 12 months is long term.
Okay.
Okay, inventory is open brackets, a question mark. Okay, we don't know. So there's bonus marks. Okay, you're going to get additional marks for working it out. Okay, we don't know
Okay.
what it is, so we need to work it out later. Okay, trade receivables, control account, 12,350. That's debtors, right?
Yes.
12,350. Okay, bank favorable, what is that?
It's a liability, a current liability.
Bank favorable.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said sorry. It's an asset, a current asset.
Bank favorable is an asset. Which one?
A current.
Good, 20,000. Okay, I think let's do it this way, then you can still see it. Okay. Next, long-term borrowing. What is it?
It's a non-current liability.
Good. In brackets, how much? 15.
Yeah.
Trade payables.
It's a current liability.
Nice. Open brackets, 12,700. Accrued expenses.
Also a current liability.
Good. Prepaid expenses.
An asset, a
Good.
current asset.
Right, and those are easy marks in terms of workings. Okay, so we go back to the question. We've looked at those balances for that particular date this year. Okay, balances at the end of the year. Now we need to adjust and we need to do workings and so on, right? Okay, so what does...
Yeah, this is where I stopped.
Okay, that's fine. So now we can look at it together. You can tell me what we need to do, okay?
Okay.
Dish information. Physical inventory count revealed that the following was on hand on 30 June 2018. What are we going to do with this? What is this?
It's a current asset.
Very good. Okay, what are we going to show here under current assets?
27.
669 as inventory. Do you agree?
Yes.
Now we know what it is. Closing stock is what you counted.
I know that it's I know that it's an asset, but why?
Inventory.
Yes, is it just
inventory is an asset because it's a resource that you control that gives future benefits. It meets the basic definition of an asset.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so if you're asking why something is an asset, then you need to think about the definition for an asset.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, inventory is an asset because it's a resource that's controlled by the business that will give future benefits.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so closing stock will be disclosed at the end of the year. I've got it because they were using a perpetual or periodic system. Which one?
A perpetual.
Periodic, because they counted their stock.
I thought there's no inventory in periodic. I thought it's only purchases.
Periodic has inventory, opening stock and closing stock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to have inventory. You just account for it differently. You use a formula.
Oh, okay. That's right. Okay.
Okay, what are we going to do with the stationery?
It's also an asset.
Yes, stationery on hand. Brackets, 625. Packing material on hand. Bracket, 150. Okay, those are very important asterisks. They will affect profit because it's an expense that will be affected.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm making a note because I've only recorded half of it.
Okay. So how does it affect profit exactly?
How do you record stationery on hand? Debit stationery on hand?
And credit bank, no.
Credit stationery.
Stationery, no.
Okay, why do you process this? This is an adjustment. The asset will increase, the expense will decrease. That's a year-end adjustment. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, see that those are workings. Okay, so if this is an area that you're struggling with, then just go back to that specific chapter and then just look at that one video that I've had for that specific section. Then I talk about those adjustments.
Okay.
Okay, so just remember that adjustments are applicable when you have a year end that you need to provide for.
Okay.
Okay. Right, point number 1, complete. Point number 2, P drew 21,500 during the year for his own use. What is that?
Drawings.
Good. What is drawings affect?
Equity.
Equity. Good. Okay, so under equity, okay, as part of this capital, you're going to have minus 21,500. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Here in your extract, there would have been less drawings. 21,500 in brackets as a negative. Okay, number 3. An amount of 500 must be written off as irrecoverable. What are we going to do with that?
It's an expense.
It is an expense, so you debit what?
Credit losses.
Good. Debit, credit, loss. Credit what?
Credit loss. Credit. I forgot now. Oh, bank. Sorry, bank. Bank.
No, you're not paying someone.
Bank.
You can't credit bank. You're not paying anyone.
Okay.
What are you doing? You're writing off an amount that was irrecoverable. Who didn't pay you?
The debtor.
There we go. Okay, so remember, when you have an adjustment for a credit loss, you debit the credit loss, you credit the debtor.
Right.
Okay, that's why those basics are key, because then you'll know what to do with it. Where's debtors? Here's debtors. What am I going to do? Debit credit losses. That's the expense increase. Credit debtors. Do you see that?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so what am I going to do here? Decrease my trade receivables. Minus 500. I'm going to asterisk or highlight this in red because I have another expense that will affect profit.
Okay.
Okay, the reason why I'm always writing this down, affects profit, is because I know from the required that I have to calculate profit. Remember we saw that?
Right. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I'm making a mental note for myself that I need to remember that this is going to affect profit because later on I'm going to have to work it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything that's an income or an expense, then you'll write a note because it will affect profit. Is that right?
Definitely. There you go. You've got it. That's perfect. What you said was perfect. Okay. Anything that's an income or an expense will affect profit. 100% correct.
Okay.
That's a good observation.
Okay.
Okay. Happy with number 3?
Yeah.
Number 4. No repayments were made on the long-term borrowings during the financial year ended. No repayments. So what does that mean? The long-term borrowings is the long-term borrowings. It didn't change. There's no credit bank and debit loan.
Okay.
Okay, so we've ticked that.
Okay.
The vehicles, as well as the furniture and fittings, were acquired on the 1st of July. Okay, the date is important because you might have to look at it in terms of depreciation depending on what method you're using. Okay, depreciation, 15% on cost. Okay, it's both on cost, so that's fine. That's nice and simple then. Okay, 15% vehicles, 10% furniture. Must still be provided. Right, where do you put depreciation?
As an expense.
Good, and?
Um,
So you debit depreciation and you credit what?
accumulate, no.
Very good. Yes, don't hesitate. You're right.
Accumulated depreciation.
Okay, accumulated depreciation will be offset against your assets. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, the depreciation is going to be calculated and you're going to make a little note for yourself. Undo. Bold. Red. Okay. Affects profits. Right, so let's work out the depreciation. Vehicles. I need the vehicle amount. I've got it. 2880. Okay, let's go back and look at the amounts. Yeah, it's in the amounts there. See, the amounts are the same. So it doesn't matter which amount I use, right? Because I've had the vehicles for the whole year. I didn't buy new vehicles. I didn't sell vehicles. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So the amounts are the amounts. They're not going to change. Okay, so no hectic depreciation calculation for this one. Let's just leave that up. Okay, so vehicles. 28.8 times. What is the rate? 15%. Okay, next. Furniture and equipment. 26.5. What is the rate? 10%.
10%.
Okay, let's work out an answer for those two. Right, there's my answers. So, subtract. Minus 4320 minus 2650. Okay, is that the end of the question? Yes, that's the end of the question. Right, so now we need to go and we need to tally up and we need to work it out. All right, so you've looked at all the easy marks. Okay, everything that I've done with you has been easy up until now. Agree?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, now we need to look at the workings. We need to look at the calculations. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get easy marks. Stuff that we can calculate quite easily. That I can calculate easily. Okay, there's the answer. That I can calculate easily. That's the answer. Okay, can I add up my non-current? Yes, I can. Okay, so if I sum up, let's use a two-column approach. I like using two columns. It's neater. Plus. Right, there's my total non-current assets. Right, current, same thing. Add up. This I can add. Bank didn't change. This didn't change. This didn't change. That didn't change. Okay, so can I work out my current? Yes. Can I work out my total? Afterwards. Sum up those amounts. Total. Okay, non-current plus current gives me total.
Right.
There's my total assets. Right, you've already got half of the statement of financial position correct.
Okay.
Okay, how do you get the other half? Well, remember, this is a statement of financial position. So what must your total assets equal?
Your equity plus liability.
Very good. Okay, so that total is going to be the same total here at the bottom. Okay, I don't know what the capital is. That's what I'm looking for. That's why I don't know what it is. I can't work it out. Right, all that I know here is this is 15,000. Okay. This is 27. Well, 127. Okay, 23. Okay, total, sum up.
Assets minus liabilities will give you equity capital.
Yeah, we're going to work it out. Good. See, you're already thinking ahead. Okay, good. All right, so obviously you've got liabilities here. How much liabilities are you going to have here? Well, I need to add. Non-current plus current. Okay, so equity must be how much? Well, I need this balance. That balance is the same as that one. Okay, your equity and liabilities must equal your assets.
Right.
Okay, this question was a bit different because they're asking you to find something that wasn't given.
Right.
Okay. All right, so that's what we've got so far. Let's see. Okay, so equity we can calculate. Equity will be equal to, it'll be this minus that. Right, so the equity is going to be 78,989. Right, which would be the capital figure.
Is equity always capital minus drawings?
Capital minus drawings, no, you still have to add the profit or loss. Okay, but remember we didn't have that.
Right. Okay.
Plus the profit or minus the loss. There's more to capital than just that.
Okay.
Okay. Is that all right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, if you go to the question, you can see they didn't give you capital here. Okay, because they asked you to work it out in your calculations. Do you agree?
Okay. Yes. All right.
Okay, but now do you have the capital? Yes. So this working is going to come, okay, the question mark. Okay, I don't have to write anything in here because I've got the statement of financial position. This statement of financial position is perfect.
Right.
Right, you're not going to do anything else to this. It's the end. Okay, B is complete. How much marks was B for? 18.5 marks. You've got 18.5 marks.
Okay.
Okay, you now need to go look at number 1 and number 3. Okay, that's complete. Right, so this figure is at the beginning or the end?
Which, it's the end.
Yes, so let's write that in. Okay, now we can complete this. Does that make sense? Are you happy with that?
Yes, yeah, that wasn't so
Okay,
bad.
so now if you're looking at the extract, I'm still going to have profit for the year. Okay, which I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Right, so I've got two unknowns. How can I get one of them? Can I get the profit for the year? Did I have income and expenses in this question?
Yes, you did.
No, you didn't. No income and expenses here. What were you given in the question here? Assets and liabilities, weren't you?
Yes. Okay. Right. Yes.
Okay, so is it possible to calculate the capital at the beginning of the year?
No. Yes.
Yes. How do I calculate capital at the
Yes.
beginning of the year? A equals O plus L.
Right.
Do you agree?
Okay. Owner's equity plus
O
liability.
equals A minus L. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do I have the assets and liabilities from last year?
Yes.
I do. So can I work that out?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. There we go. So let's go back and let's do the working. Okay, we need that. All right, so capital at the beginning of the year. Owner's equity would have been the capital at the beginning of the year, which would have been at the end of last year. So 2017, what do I have? Vehicles, 28,800. Furniture plus 26,500. Inventory plus 21,770. Trade receivables plus 8,870. Bank favorable 25,000. Long-term liabilities or borrowings minus 30,000. Trade payables minus 9.5. Accrued expenses minus 3,400. Prepaid expenses is an asset plus 36. Okay, there's my working.
Okay.
Assets minus liabilities. See it?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, there's my opening balance. 68,400. 68,400. That would have come from our working. They said show all workings. There's a working to show. Okay, this is multiple choice, and I'm choosing that option.
Right.
Are you happy with that? Is that okay?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm okay. Thanks.
Okay, good. All right, so let's complete the extract. Okay, they want the extract from the statement of changes in equity. I think we even answered the question already. What did the question say? Calculate the capital amount of BB traders as at 30 June 2017. So you could have stopped there. Right, there's the answer. You didn't have to show it like this. I've used disclosure to show it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this
Okay.
disclosure is actually going to help me work out the last question. Paste.
Okay.
All right, so question A only wanted you to show this. This is the answer to question A.
So you had to do the statement of financial position before you could get the answer to A. Is that right?
Yes, because you had to look at what was happening because you had the opening and the closing. So this was the
Okay.
closing. You were looking for the opening. That's why I had to go back and I had to apply the accounting
Yeah.
equation.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you could have looked at that immediately, but I mean, who would have knew that I would have needed the accounting equation just looking at this question
Yeah.
initially?
Right.
Okay, you probably wouldn't have known to do that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Okay, because you wouldn't have looked at the dish information. After you've looked at the dish information, now you know for sure. Right, after I've looked
Yeah.
at it, once I've done all of this, now I know for sure that this must be right because I
Right.
need to work it out. See, that's why I'm going back.
Okay.
Okay, does it make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Profit for the year will be the difference. You're just looking for the balancing figure, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, and that's what I'll do here because they wanted to know what the profit was. Okay, so I'm basically taking my figures. Ooh, those figures aren't referencing correctly. Okay, now they are. Okay, yes, that's better. All right, so profit for the year, how am I going to get this figure? I've got the balance at the end. I need to use mathematics, equations, right?
Income minus expenses.
Beginning of the year plus profit minus drawings equals end of the year. Okay, substitute. Beginning of the year, 68,400. Profit unknown. Drawings known. End of the year known. 78989. Okay, solve for profit. Right, so how do I solve for profit? Leave the profit on the left. Take everything else to the right.
Right.
Okay, so the 68 goes to the left, it becomes a minus. Minus 68,400. The minus goes to the right, it becomes a plus 21,500. Profit equals 32,089. There's your profit figure. Now you know what it is. Okay, and you can work back, you can work forwards now, and you can check it. So, assuming I wanted to work out this figure, let's check if it adds up. This plus that minus that gives me same answer. It's correct.
Okay.
All right, so that's the answer to C.
Okay.
Okay, C is 32,089. Choose the correct option here. This was multiple choice.
Okay.
Okay, how are we feeling? A bit better? Not so bad?
Yeah. Yeah. Not too bad.
All right, so the trick is look at the question, read the question, draw up the template. That's what I did. I drew up a template so I knew what I was going to do. Then I went to the question and I got all my easy marks because I was given assets and liabilities for 2018.
Right.
Okay, I plugged everything in. Notice all of these things. Affecting profit, I didn't need it. Affecting profit, I didn't need it.
Okay.
Okay, because those amounts were calculated as part of this balancing because you've accounted for those amounts in the actual question.
Okay.
Okay, happy?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, good. All right, we still have time. What question do you want me to do next? I think I might even be able to do the rest. Oh, no, okay, might be a bit of a stretch. Okay, we've still got 1, 2, 3 questions to do. Let me see. Okay, if I push, I might be able to finish it. Let's see how we do. I'd like to finish it if possible. At least then we've done another past paper. Okay, you haven't done any of the others, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so can I start from 1 and just do 1, 3, and then 5?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's do question 1 now. Okay, let's copy the heading. Paste. Okay, remember, it doesn't matter how you do it. If this is a written paper, you can start with any question. As I said previously, I don't know how the structure is going to run for the multiple choice because you might not have a choice. You might have to follow the order if it's multiple choice because I don't know if you can go backwards and forwards on an MCQ on Eunice's platform.
Right.
Okay, with written, I can jump around if I want to. All right,
Yeah.
so let's go. Question 1. MayJune 2019. 19 marks, 23 minutes. Okay. You've got the question, you've got gizmo, okay, you've got balances, totals for the journals, okay, you've got journals here, receipts, payments, you've got more journals here, you've got balances in the general ledger. Okay, I'm scoping the question out, okay. I've got additional information that I need to provide for, okay. I should always have that, okay, because it's a test question. Right, what do they want me to do? This is the important bit. Post the above transactions in the general ledger. That's a T account. You've got trade receivables and you've got allowance for credit losses. Those are the only two accounts that I'm going to be looking at. Don't do more than you have to because you're not going to have time in the exam. Right, this is 19 marks, 20 something minutes, 23 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the exam technique. Go to your paper, your answer sheet. Draw up those two accounts.
This is the section that I didn't understand at all.
Okay, yeah, you just need to go back and you need to look at the content, or you just need to practice and follow with me. This is basics relating to debits and credits. So workings. Okay, if you watch the earlier videos, I stress the importance of workings in terms of transaction analysis.
Right.
Okay, I stress the 4 steps: getting workings, getting your debits and credits.
Yeah.
Even for a question like this, you're still going to do the same thing. Accounts, element. I'm just summarizing. Effects. Debit, credit. Okay, because what does this use? It uses the debit and credit. I need the last step. Okay, but the transaction analysis will stay the same. All right, I'm looking at trade receivables or debtors. What is it? It's an asset. Okay, if you know your assets, debit plus, credit minus. That's basics in terms of rules. What else do I need to draw up? An allowance for credit losses.
Yeah.
Okay, what is this? It's a negative asset. Okay, if it's a negative asset, it'll have a credit minus and a debit plus. Okay, negative asset, balance will be on this side. Same with this one, except it's an asset, so it's not a negative asset. Balance will be on that side. Okay, because this is trade receivables, you would expect a balance brought down on the debit side. You would expect a balance carried down on the credit side. You would expect to have 2 total columns there, 2 total amounts. Okay, this is layout formats. Okay, same with the allowance for credit losses. You would expect to have a balance. Okay, but not brought down and carried down. It'll be on the other side. It'll be like that.
Right.
Okay, because you expect a negative asset to have a credit balance. You would expect an asset, which is debtors, to have a debit balance. All right, so there's step number 1. Draw up your answer sheet, okay, your template, your layout, your format. Okay, and how did I know I needed to draw up that? Because I read the question. Okay, allowance for credit losses, trade receivables, T accounts.
Okay.
Okay, happy with that?
Yes, thank you.
All right, now I go and I look at the question. and I look at these two things, does the information affect the trade receivables, or does the information affect the allowance for credit losses? That's it. You can see there's an easy 4 marks here. Okay, 4 marks for allowance for credit losses. Why? It's separate.
Okay.
Okay, the hard part of the question is the debtors.
Okay.
Okay, so now we start. We go to the question, we look at it. Okay, totals for the journals. Cash receipts journal totals for the month. Trade receivables column. Will the trade receivables column in this particular journal affect my trade receivables T account?
Yes, I think.
Yes, it will. Okay, how will it affect my account?
Is it the balance brought down?
No, it's trade receivable. It's in the receipts journal.
Oh,
What does that represent?
money's coming in
Yes, money that's coming in from who?
from your debtors.
Yes. Okay, so see, basics, receipts from debtors. What do you debit, what do you credit? You debit your bank, you credit your debtors. Agree?
Yes.
Okay, what else do you show? Debit discount allowed. Right, does the question give me that? Yes, they do. Right, if you look at the question gave me trade receivables column 207420. Okay, so 207420. Did the question give me a discount? Yes, 12,000. Right, so what is your bank figure? The difference. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so now if I've got that, now I can apply that. Why? What account am I looking at? Debtors. What do I do to my debtors? Credits. What am I going to do to my debtors? Credit the debtors. What am I going to show in my debtors? Bank, CRJ. Discount allowed, CRJ. Okay, the debtors account is being credited with those two amounts.
Okay.
Right, there's my working. Okay, that's why workings are so important. I know how to account for receipts from my debtors. I have to do that. Okay, that's the answer. The working is the answer. Debit your debtors. Credit your debtors. Okay, credit your debtors, right, with the bank and the discount allowed. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, go back to the question. Will the sales column in the cash receipts journal affect my debtors?
No.
No, that's cash sales. Will the trade payables column in my cash receipts journal affect my debtors?
Possibly. I'm not
No.
sure.
How can a creditor affect a debtor?
Oh, right. Okay, no.
No. Okay. Cash payments journal totals for the month. Trade payables. Will the trade payables affect my debtors?
No.
No. Will the trade payables column representing a dishonored check affect my debtors?
The trade receivables column, yes.
Yes. How will it affect my debtors? Debit or credit?
Debit. Credit.
Which one?
Because they decrease. Credit.
Who's decreasing? Okay, see, the reason why you're getting confused is because you're not thinking about workings. Okay, let me help you. Workings. What is the working for a dishonored check? Debit, credit. If it's a dishonored check, what did you do? You credited the bank, you debited the debtors. Okay, where are dishonored checks shown? CPJ. What do you do to your bank in your cash payments journal? What do you do to your bank in your cash payments journal?
It decreases.
100% correct. See, there's the answer. Okay, so don't try and remember this. Just apply what you know. Okay, what journal am I looking at here? Cash payments journal.
So
What do I have in a cash payments journal? credit bank. Always.
Right.
Right. What will I have for a debit? Lots of different things. If I pay for water and electricity, I'll have that there. If I pay for an asset, I'll have that there. If I pay for a dishonored check, I'll have debtors there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, it comes back to this. Workings. Right, so what am I going to do to my debtors? The working is the answer. Debit debtors. So, debit debtors. Bank, asterisk, check RD. How much? Go look at the question. 12,800. That's a big number. Okay. Purchases. Will purchases in the cash payments affect my debtors?
Yes.
No, purchases don't affect your debtors. This is cash purchases.
Oh, is it cash? I thought. Oh, it's
a cash payments journal.
Right. I thought it was the purchases journal. I got confused.
Okay, if it was a purchases journal, it'll affect your creditors.
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay. Next, total of the trade receivables column in the sales journal. Will this affect your debtors?
Yes.
How will it affect your debtors?
It will increase it.
Good. Okay, if you want the revision working, credit sales, just to highlight this, to show how important this is, debit debtors, credit sales. Okay, you could have VAT there, but there was no VAT in this question, so you have to worry about it. Delete.
Okay.
Okay, the working is the answer. When you have a sales journal, in the sales journal you record credit sales. Credit sales will affect the debtors positively. The working is the answer. The working tells you what to do. Debit debtors. Debit debtors. Okay, sales journal. How much? 276,080. Let me shrink this actually because we don't need that much space there. Okay, 276,080. Makes sense. Are you following? Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, next. Total in the trade payables column in the purchases journal. Will that affect my debtors?
No.
Okay, good. Total of the trade receivables column in the sales returns journal. Will that affect my debtors?
Yes, it will decrease them.
Well done. Nice. Right, so same as before. That's the credit sale. Now you have sales returns. Sales returns journal, SRJ. Okay, you'll have debit sales returns. You'll have credit debtors. Right, what does the working say I must do to my debtors? Credit. The working is the answer. Credit your debtors. So, credit your debtors. Sales returns will decrease your debtors. SRJ, Sales Returns Journal. How much? 4,000. Okay, will the trade payables column in the purchase returns journal affect your debtors?
No.
No, good. Okay, balances of the general ledger accounts. I need balances. All right, balance of the allowance of credit losses. Okay, remember I'm looking at a particular date. What date am I looking at here? Did they say? Yes, they did. 28 Feb 2018. Okay, 28 Feb 2018. What do I have here? 1st March 2017. What is that? Beginning or end?
Beginning.
Yes. Okay, March 17, Feb 18. This is the beginning. So now we know what the opening balance are. Okay, those are easy marks. Okay, that you can get right. All right, easy marks. Okay. That's literally what I had there, except it's this amount. Okay, make sense?
Yes.
Trade receivables opening balance 40,800. Allowance for credit losses opening balance 2040. Okay, there's a mark, easy mark. There's a mark, easy mark, straight from the question. Nothing hard about that, okay? All right, you need to get all the easy marks as you can. That's the most important thing. Yeah. Don't throw away easy marks.
Okay.
Okay, number 1. What am I going to do with this? Mr. D, 1,500 written off as irrecoverable. You tell me.
Doesn't it go by credit allowances?
Credit allowances, no. This is not an allowance.
Oh.
You're writing off bad debt. How do you write off bad debt? Give me the working.
You debit credit losses and you credit debtors.
There we go. See, that's the answer. See, the working is the answer.
Okay.
Right, what did you do? Debit credit loss, credit debtors. What must I do to my debtors?
Credit.
Credit the debtors. See, the working is the answer. So, credit loss. General journal. How much? 1,500. Okay, number 2. The trade receivables column in the cash receipts journal was undercast by 900. Undercast means?
It's too little.
Too low. Good. So you need to add to it. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to add to it. They said it was undercast. The trade receivables column. Where's my trade receivables column? Here. Okay, I'm going to add to it. So I need to show a working. Equals. Undercast by 900. Add 900 plus 900. Right, so if I add 900, bank is going to go up. Okay, so this figure, okay, it updates it already because I think I referenced it. Yeah, I'm referencing my answer. Perfect. Okay, there we go. All right, so if you want a working, I can show it here. Asterisks, brackets. What was the amount initially? Oh, we need to go back. Here. 207. 207, 420. Okay, plus 900. Okay, minus the discounts. All right, I'm just going to show it so you've got it, so you can see where I'm getting it from. It's in the formula.
Okay,
there's the formula.
Thank you.
Right, next. Okay, the sales invoice 750 was entered twice in the sales journal and posted twice to a debtor, Maharaj. What must you do?
Well, it was posted twice. It was posted too many times. Too many
well
times.
done. So what must you do? Correct it, hey?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you correct this? How do you correct the sales invoice if it's twice? You've captured a sale twice. How do you reverse out a sale?
Sales return. No.
Yes, correct, basically, yeah. Okay, this would have been this would have been, who was this for? This was in the sales journal. If it's a sales journal, if it's sales, you would have debited debtors, credited sales. Yeah, so you would have removed the sales. Asterisk, this is 0.3. Okay. Right, you should only capture it once. Right, I'm going to show this point so you know what point I'm referring to.
Yeah, that helps then.
Okay, number 4. Check 450 was received from a debtor. The check was returned by the bank marked RD. The bookkeeper did not make the necessary entry. Where do you show dishonored checks?
Cash receipts.
Ooh. Dishonored checks. We spoke about it earlier. CPJ.
CPJ. I keep getting that same one confused every time.
Okay, so be careful. Okay, just think about it. What happened? You're removing out the check. It was a dishonored check. So you remove the check. Right, you didn't receive it. So this will be point 4. Right, you don't only have one dishonored check, you've got another.
Why are you debiting it?
Why you're debiting it? Because dishonored checks credit the bank, debit the debtors.
Okay.
If you're crediting bank, you're debiting debtors. What account am I looking at? The debtors.
Debtors, right. Okay.
Okay, so the working is the answer. Right, if you saw this earlier, you could have just said, well, it's the same thing, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Number 5. An invoice for 250 Was correctly entered in the sales journal but was posted as 520 to the account of Smith in the trade receivables ledger. Okay, it's the ledger. So the ledger is incorrect. Is the journal correct?
Yes.
The journal's correct. So you don't have to adjust the T account.
Okay.
Okay, just a little note at the bottom. Point 5, incorrect debtors ledger. Okay, Smith's account is incorrect. But the general ledger is correct. Okay, because that's what they said. The invoice was correct on the sales journal, incorrect in the debtors ledger. Point number 5, you don't do anything. Right, because they didn't ask you for the debtors ledger, so don't do it if you don't have to. Number 6, a credit note was issued to Steinoff for 100. Steinoff's account in the trade receivables ledger was credited with 100, but no entry was made in the general ledger. Okay, that's important. Okay, you've accounted it for in the debtors ledger. Have you processed it in the general ledger?
No.
No, you haven't. Okay, this is the general ledger. So let's process it. How is a credit note going to affect the general ledger?
A credit note affecting the trade receivable. Credit note.
Yeah, how will a credit note affect a debtor? Increase or decrease?
Decrease.
Good. Okay, so it's going to go on this side. It's a credit note. It would be seen as a return. All right, so this would have been asterisk 0.6. Okay, 100. Well done. Number 7. It was determined that the allowance for credit... Okay, so here's the allowance question. See, it's in isolation. Right, the allowance has nothing to do with the trade receivables. So I'm not even going to look at any of this. I'm just going to look at that. Okay, it was determined that the allowance for credit losses account should amount to 4,000 on the 28th of Feb. The allowance for credit losses account remains unchanged during the year. What are we going to do? Are we going to increase or decrease the allowance? What should the allowance be?
4,000.
Very good. I want the allowance to be 4,000. So that's the balance that I want to carry down. Okay? Which side is bigger? This side. Okay, so how do you increase an allowance? See, this is theory. Okay, if you go look at the notes covering an allowance, you'll see in my notes, there's a slide that has this. Debit credit losses, credit allowances for credit losses. Okay, that's if you want to study it. Okay.
Right.
If you want to study it, then you can remember that. Okay, to increase an allowance for a credit loss, because the allowance is a negative asset, to increase a negative asset, you would credit it.
Right.
Okay, how much are you going to credit it by? The difference. How much must the allowance be? 4,000. What is the allowance currently? 2,040. The difference is 1960. In the T account, you're going to show that. Okay, that's an easy 4 marks. Okay, so see, that's easy because it's standalone, it's separate. Credit losses, general journal, amounts. Okay, happy?
Yes, thank you.
There's your 4 marks for that separate question. Okay, we need to look at the last bit. Is 8 the last one? Yeah, 8's the last one. Interest of 170 was charged to Mrs. Smith's overdue account. What does interest do to Smith's account?
It increases it.
Very good. Okay, again, workings is everything. Interest on a debtor's account. What do you do when you have interest on debtor's account? Logic says you're going to charge them interest. If you're charging them interest, you'll debit the debtors.
Right, because it's increasing.
Because you're increasing your debtors. Right. And you'll have interest income. Okay, there's the working. The working is the answer. What must you do to your debtors? Debit your debtors. What am I going to do to my debtors? Debit my debtors.
Okay.
General journal, because this is interest. How much? 170. Okay, was that the end of the question? Yes, I've looked at everything.
Yeah.
Okay, now we just need to balance. Right, so now that we've looked at everything, this account is complete. This account isn't. Right, how do you balance this account? Come, you do the balancing. Okay, this is about the 4th time we've looked at it today.
Okay, so you add up both sides.
Well done. Add up both sides. I'll do that because it's easier just to add it like this. Don't worry about using the calculator. Try use this if you can. You'll have your PC, laptop, tablet with you. Maybe try to do it electronically. Okay, if you can.
And then, okay. And then the debit side is bigger. So then you subtract, you put and then you subtract it from, you add all the credits.
Well done. Yes, minus all of that.
Right.
Good. Balance brought down, carried down.
Yeah.
That's the end. Okay, you can put dates if you want to. The start of the year was, I forget. 28 Feb, so March. It would have been 1 March 2017. And then this would have been 28 Feb 2018. Okay, but because it's multiple choice, it's not that important. I'm not going to really stress too much about dates in a multiple choice question because they shouldn't be asking you for amounts. They might say, what is the balance at the end of the year? And then you choose that option. Or they might say, what is the credit loss amount? Or what is the bad debt amount? Or what is whatever. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Is that okay?
Yes. Thank you so much. That was good.
Okay. I'm just going to do the multiple choice because I'm not going to have time to go through the long question, but I can do the short question. Okay. Is that all right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so let's just end with the multiple choice. I'm going to ask you to do it. Same as yesterday. You got full marks yesterday. Let's see if you can get full marks today. Let's have a look at this. This is question 5, MCQ. 5 marks, 6 minutes. Question 5 looks at...
So, number 1 is correct.
Okay, all right. You're starting already. That's brilliant. Okay, let me just write down some numbers here. Okay, you can give us all the answers just now. Okay, let's write down answer. Okay, question 5, MayJune 2019. What did you go with here?
Number 1.
You went with 1. So you went with A.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the bottom. So number 1's right, and then...
Accrued expenses are expenses which relate to the current financial year but were not paid at the end of the financial year. Agree.
Yes, so that's correct, yeah. Number 2, agree.
Prepaid expenses are expenses which relate to the next financial year but are paid during the year. Yes, agree.
Yes. And then, no, I don't agree with accrued income is income which relates. Oh, yes, sorry, yes, I agree with number 3.
Accrued income is income which relates to the next financial year but was received in the current...
Oh, no. No, I don't think so, no.
No. Okay, if it's income for the next period, it's income received in advance.
Yeah, no.
Income received in advance is income which have been received during the current year that relates to the next year.
Yes, that's it. That's right.
An asset loses value through wear and tear. This loss in value is called depreciation.
Correct.
It is. Okay, so 1, 2, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 4, and 5. C. Next.
I'm not sure of this one.
Try. If you had to guess, what are you going to go with?
Purchases.
Okay, which of the following expenses will not be used to calculate the cost of merchandise and is closed off to the profit or loss account? Right, so this is looking at cost of sales
Right.
and the cost price. Okay, the cost price is what you use to buy the asset at. Okay, the cost of sales is the record keeping of the actual sales. So here they're looking at the profit and loss calculation. So we're looking at costs that don't affect inventory in terms of the cost of merchandise. Freight inwards will affect merchandise. That one's correct. Okay, purchases will be part of the cost of sales. Okay, assembly costs of merchandise. If I assemble the merchandise before I sell it, that would be part of it. Import duties, I need to pay for the goods before they get to the country.
Right.
That's correct.
That's right.
Freight outwards.
Yes,
Yes, freight outwards would be what? Selling expenses.
Export. It's like exporting.
Well, possibly. Okay, you could sell goods to other countries. That will be part of exports. But the point is, the freight outwards is a selling expense.
Right. Okay, fine.
Okay, here you're looking at which of the following expenses will not be used to calculate the cost of the merchandise. So E would be the one that's correct. Okay, E wouldn't be. E is not part of cost of sales or the cost price.
Okay.
Okay, the purchaser's journal will be posted to the general ledger as follows. Okay, you tell me what to do. This is basics in terms of workings, debit and credit.
So
choose an option.
I'm just thinking with purchases, it's on sale, on credit. So you'll have debtors or creditors. You'll have creditors because you're buying on credit. And then I'm thinking, and then you'll credit the creditors and debit purchases.
Good. Which option's right
then? D.
You're going with D. Let's check. Okay, purchaser's journal. Remember, if it's a purchase, creditors. Credit the creditors, debit the purchasers.
Right.
What VAT arises on a purchase?
Input.
Very good. Goods coming in.
Right.
Okay, so credit the trade payables control, debit the input VAT, and purchases. Perfect. I agree.
Okay, good.
If inventory were donated to a welfare organization and the perpetual inventory system was in use, what will the effect of the transaction be on the accounting equation?
I'm not sure.
Workings. Okay, this is a really great opportunity for me to revise this. So I'm going to paste.
Right.
Okay, working. Step number 1, get an account. What account do I have? Inventory. What other account do I have? Donations. Do you agree? Inventory was donated to a welfare organization using the perpetual system. Happy?
Yes.
Okay, perpetual means inventory is inventory. Element, what is inventory? It's an asset. What is donations? An expense.
An expense.
What is the effect? What's happening to your inventory? Decrease. What's happening to your donations? Increase.
It's increasing.
Assets decrease where?
On the debit side.
Assets.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my word. On the credit side.
Assets decrease on the credit side.
I didn't say that. On the debit side.
There we go. Debit side. Okay, so there's the answer. Which option? Okay, expenses. If expenses increase, how does that affect equity?
It decreases equity.
Correct. Okay, now we've got the answer because they've taken a step further. Right, so equity decrease, asset decrease. Equity decrease, asset decrease. Assets decrease, equity decrease, C.
Right.
And then number 5. If inventory were donated to a welfare organization and the periodic system was used. This one you can do. Come, in on a good note. Get the right answer here.
Oh gosh. I'm not sure. Inventory related. So debit. Hold on. Debit inventory.
No, not debit inventory for periodic.
Oh, purchases. Oh, okay. That's not even an option though, actually.
Copy paste. Purchases here. What is purchases?
It's on credit.
It's an expense.
An expense.
The purchases will decrease. Expenses decrease where? On the credit side.
On the credit side.
Okay, so choose an option. If expenses decrease, what will happen to equity?
It will increase.
There we go. Okay. Equity
So
decreases and increases because you've got two expenses being affected here. Donations is an expense, purchases is an expense.
Oh, okay.
Do you see that? It's the same question, just with vocabulary. Perpetual uses inventory is inventory. Periodic uses purchases.
Okay.
Okay, I think you're a bit tired, that's why.
Yeah,
Okay, it's
sorry.
been quite a long afternoon. We've done a lot.
Sorry, I've been working hard.
Yeah, it's good. Keep working hard, but take a break this afternoon maybe. Rest today and then maybe continue going through questions later on in the week, okay?
Yeah.
All right, but
Okay,
yeah, the answer for this one, equity increase and decrease D.
Thank you so much. Did
Pleasure.
you?
You're doing good. You're doing a lot better than the first lesson that I had with you. I can see your basics have improved. You just need to focus on the steps. I think you're trying to jump to the answer too quickly, and then you might make a mistake in between.
Okay.
Okay, so just take it a bit slower and go through the process. The process is the key.
Okay, fine.
Okay, and then you'll be all right.